Hi, this is David Miles Huber, and
Emiliano Caballero.
here in Seattle, we're basically hitting on the three life topics right now, and the next one that has been really important for both of us, and I think that's interesting that we've done this journey. Since we've known each other, we've done this journey. You always work in this journey, and that is creating your own reality. So that's like the final in our life lesson trilogy. I want to start off with an interesting story. Two times have I asked this question of two people. The first one was Phil Ramone. I asked Phil, it's like, do you ever create your own reality? He goes, every 2 weeks. And I always recreate my reality. And I asked George Matzenberg, we both know George, and I asked George Massenberg, do you ever create mine? He goes, all the time. Are you kidding? I'm always recreating. How do I make life fresh? How do I make things new? And that's just been really, and so this concept of creating your own reality. And this is where we started off with the bank works for you, you don't work for the bank. As E said, it creates freedom. And it's interesting, they said time is money, but money is also time. That is, money allows for you to have time and freedom. So time is money, but then reverse that even more strongly. Money is time. And that allows for that ability, that idea of savings. But anyway, going past that, you get the idea that this is not working for me. What's going to work best in my life? And and E and I have been teaching each other that. I started off, but then he starts off and takes the ball and goes crazy with creating his own reality. I could not be more proud. Off you go.
Thank you, Dave, for saying that.
Yeah.
A big lesson for me, especially after moving to the US, even more especially after moving to Los Angeles, it's that your environment, the people that you attract in your life, how your daily life looks like, it's a product of your conscious or unconscious choices in life. And the process of creating your own reality, a big part of it is conscious choices that you believe that are going to lead you to the life that you have, but part of them are unconscious. And I think bringing down a conscious mind into light is very important, and that is another topic by itself. But what you say, I think that's how you do it. It's just reinventing yourself, asking people you trust. Hey, am I not seeing anything? What are my blind spots? And that process, I think, led me to, it's still leading me every day to create my own reality as as a friend, as an artist, as a recording engineer, as a producer, as a writer, as a YouTuber, as I started martial arts. It's a continuous process that doesn't end.
Let me just something that we were talking about earlier this morning is the idea of the concept of friends. Just that concept of friends, where sometimes people, this is out there for many people, but it's very real. Is you get people that you love in your life, and you bring that love into your life, and in a lot of ways, for me, for example, I have Dan and I have my friends and my people here in Seattle, but I have so many people that I love and that I consider family in Berlin, in Germany. I also have, somebody that I love who lives in northern Deutschland, who I bought a farm with. And I also have family in Vienna, Austria. And, and those people create, so there's a home in Seattle. There's a place in Berlin. There's a home in northern Deutschland. There's a home in Vienna whenever I choose.
Spain.
And for E, it's the same thing, just in a different way. He's created his own reality. If I can speak for him for a moment, he's created his own reality whereby he's has his home in LA the way that he wants it, and it has been designed so that it doesn't financially kill you, and deals with helping friends that he loves and who love him. And then in Spain, home, family, and then friends all around Spain, home, family, and then people, me in Seattle, home, family. In Colombia, he's creating a home, family,
Yes.
people who he loves, who he cares for, and it allows this freedom. So that I think we have consciously both worked on that idea of we can create our own reality. And I've never met anybody more who's taken that ball and run with it than you. You know.
I I think part of that is seeing it happening, like I seen it in you, and I think that is the important part of choosing the people you spend time with, because if you like, I choose to spend time with friends that they they show me and teach me things, and like your way of living is very different from
Yeah.
everyone I know, very different from what I grew up with. And a lot of my friends, they come from very different backgrounds. They are very different in ways of living. Still, you make great family with those friends.
Mm-hmm.
And the beautiful thing is to be open enough to at least observe how they live
Mm-hmm.
and question if you want to integrate that to your
Right.
life.
Right. And another thing that's interesting is that in the music industry and audio industry, I mean, we're happen to be very lucky, I think, to be in this industry because there are people that allow love in their life. I will be like when Al was alive. Al would say, I love you.
Yeah, you will
And
talk to the fans like, yeah, I love you all. And
yeah,
you say that.
for both of us, and for and for really good friends, you'd be talking for good friends that you haven't seen in a long time. It will end up, I love you, I love you too, and there is that bond, and I think we as creatives allow for that bond in a way, and maybe it makes it a little easier. I don't know. Would construction workers say I love you?
Maybe some, who knows?
Maybe so.
Would be
So
nice.
that would be nice. So I love you too, Roger.
Would be nice. Would be nice. Hopefully, why not? Like why not?
Why not? And so, but what to get back to the idea of creating your own reality, you can, and your reality is entirely different than our reality. Again, when I was 19 years old, strange duck here, in England, going to school, in the back porch, going, where do I want to live? I want to live in either Seattle or Berlin. And it's like, and here I am at 70 some years old, living in Seattle and Berlin, you know, and just over time that. So you can't, that word manifest, you can manifest. That's the one you can search for, and you can pull that into reality. So, I mean, we could go deeper, and but we don't have the time to go that deep. But it's an interesting thing to think about. So you guys in the comments and stuff like that, talk to us, but also feel free to talk to each other and maybe your experiences and what you feel about any of these life topics. Just feel free to have fun with it and share your experiences with us and with each other. We really appreciate that. That's what this is all about, is for us all to learn together. So yeah, why don't you send us out?
Well, again, thank you, Dave, for sharing knowledge and sharing experiences. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Again, create your own reality and enjoy the journey. That's what I would say.
Enjoy the journey, absolutely.
So, see you guys in the next video.
Ciao.
Ciao.